another way that we can all get in touch with our, um, our true nature as human beings is to make a fire, to build a fire from scratch, to go and get the wood, either buying it or getting it from your natural surroundings, whether that be in your garden or whether that be in your in the woods or wherever you go camping, or whether it be from a shop when you've got wood, right? But essentially, making a fire, however you choose to do it, even better if you can do it from all natural wood that you collect in the wood or whatever. It's even more satisfying, fulfilling. But even the process, it's sort of like a ritualistic process. Human beings have always had a very what's the word I'm trying to look for? Symbiotic relationship with fire ever since we discovered it, right? And our ancestors certainly had a great relationship with fire. It's what they would cook their food on. It's what they would use for warmth. It was what they would use for heat, and it's what they would use for light in the darkness, particularly at night time. And it's what they would use to keep them protected from certain wild animals that were afraid of fire. We've always had it's a natural element, right? And mankind, at some point discovered fire. And I think one of the things that I think we should all be, as regularly as we feel the need to, at least, engaging in from time to time, is making a fire from scratch, building it with the wood, then lighting it. And having like the fire, the dancing flames, the crackling, the smoke, maybe being around it either by yourself or with other people, socializing at night, having a beer, telling stories, having fun, or just being there, staring into the fire, contemplating on your own. But just being around a fire, whether it's during the day or most of the time it's better in the evening, right? It's more of an authentic experience. Our ancestors would be around a fire in the evening, and then when that fire would go out, that was time to go to bed, and there was no more light because there was no electricity. But I recommend everyone make a fire at some point. If you're unsure about how to make a fire, let me briefly take you through it. Always be very careful if you're making a fire. Don't fucking make fires illegally in the fucking street and shit. Fuck that. But for all intents and purposes, hopefully I'm talking to people who have enough common sense to be sensible around a fire and don't play games with fire and respect fire and recognize you don't fucking just willy-nilly start lighting fires. Start fires in your fucking house or inside a building, unless it's like in a specific fireplace that you have in your house or in a building, whatever. It's different, but whatever. The point is, if you're in like safe enough conditions, make a fire, and this is how you do it. You collect really, really thin bits of wood, small bits of wood, called kindling. You then put them together, right, and you begin to start to form a kind of pyramid shape, right, because that is how the smoke goes up and rises and gets contained, and that's a practical way of keeping a fire going and starting a fire. And the kindling is preferably dry, really thin wood, right, to start the initial flames. Once that's lit, you can use firelighters if you want. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But the point is, however you can use a lighter or a match or whatever. But the point is, however you get the fire lit is up to you. But you must use kindling. Then what? Then once the fire's lit, the kindling's lit, you put slightly thicker sticks around it. It starts to build a pyramid. Now, I mean, you can also get like straw-like things and as kindling, or use I think silver birch from a tree is good. Which, so it could just be like some like paper, like thin wood like substance like that, or it could be really thin sticks. But I think what I really should have said actually is what you want to do is you want to make sure there's thicker sticks already around the kindling to catch on fire after the kindling, because the kindling might be more like almost grass-like. But I wouldn't recommend using actual grass, even if it's dry, to start a fire necessarily, because the smoke, it will be awful and the smell will be awful. But you get some sticks. I hope this video is helping. I hope I haven't confused anyone. And if I have, well, I'm sure you can work it out from the video.
So essentially, first of all,
So you've got your kindling, your thin sticks, or your whatever it is, lit. You've got the slightly thicker sticks around it, and now your fire's going. So now, same again. You want to put thicker sticks around it, thicker wood. And then at some point, either this time or the next time, they'll almost be log-like that you want to put around, and that's how you build a fire from scratch. You know, you can do whatever you want. You can wait till the embers go down. You know, wait till it burns down. The flames burn down into embers. And you can sit and you can cook on it, right? That's how you really cook on fires. Normally, you cook on the embers. You can put, you can boil some water or some beans or something on the embers of the fire, right? You don't normally cook on open flame in that way. There are exceptions. You can like roast meat and like on a spit roast, which is above the flames and stuff, but that's a bit different. But anyway, regardless of whether you choose to cook with the fire, regardless of whether you got slightly confused with my explanation of building fire. I'm sure by this video, many of you will have certainly be inspired, and will have certainly, this will have certainly taught you, if you didn't already, how to make a fire and how to keep it maintained, and the basics of it, right? And feel free to look it up on the internet yourself if you're a bit confused, or go to another video of someone else explaining it. But this is just, I just wanted to express the sentiment that it's wonderful for us to all make fires, and there's nothing quite like it. And if you haven't experienced it, I recommend you experience it. You know, get in touch with that visceral part, primal desire we have as human beings to be around fire. It's fucking awesome. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, have a good day. Peace and love. Take care. Bye bye.